Because that's how life is. I think that's the value that some of the things that we encounter or learn about or talk about here, that's the value that these things have in our lives. I think it was Thich Nhat Hanh said, in the morning when you have your tea, or for most of us coffee, just think for a moment that that coffee, that cup of tea, is the axis in which your whole world revolves. That moment, that one little sip, there's nothing else. And in that moment, in that realization, in that awareness, that that's all there is, this moment, you become aware that that's all there is just this moment. Your awareness, your attention is very focused. And then the horn goes off. Then the phone rings. Then the computer doesn't work. All these disturbances, distractions. Well, I think the truth, not the fact, but the truth is that that's part of the plan. That's the course of this life experience. We can take time and realize, here I am in this beautiful place, totally at peace. And then my phone starts to vibrate. But that peace, that tranquility, that realization, that awareness, gives us the ability to be in touch with our wisdom and our past experiences that we can draw on, to figure out how we're going to deal with the beeping horn or the disturbing email or the leaking faucet. This thing we call meditation that we participate in every week, that helps us put things in perspective. How important was that beeping horn? Should it allow us to go into a fit of frenzy and come unglued? No, just one of those things, we deal with it. I had an interesting experience Friday evening. Last Saturday at the concert that we had, Maureen Sherry introduced me to this lady, and her name is Jewel Shield, and she's a harpist. And they said, she's fantastic. Well, you know me, always on the lookout for extra music, ladies, but mostly extra music. I talked with her, I said, I'd like to hear you play. We'd like to have some different special music at Church of the Oaks, and I think a harp would be beautiful. And she said, well, I'm playing Friday night at the Arts Center over on South A Street at the Chroma Gallery. And I'll be there from like 5 till 7. And I said, okay, I'll come and listen. And I'm really glad I went, because not only does she play the harp, the Celtic harp, and do it very, very well, but she also participates in, I'll call it sound healing. And she has, I don't know what to call them really. They're bronze bowls. And she bangs them, and then she's got this leather thing and goes around and around and around. And the vibration is really something. And then she went on to explain to some people that were there, she had like tuning forks. And she'd bing them. You couldn't hear them, but you put them up against your body. And you could feel them. You could feel sound. And I thought about how those sounds and vibrations, when we allow them to become part of us, how that restores this harmony that each of us has within us. And how often that harmony gets all jumbled up because a horn goes off or the phone rings. But these sounds, this ability to come away, stand apart and meditate and be still, all of these things allow us to become in contact, become aware of the harmony that we possess. It's there all the time. Came from the factory that way. We allow it to be disturbed. I want to try a little exercise, if I may. May I have your undivided attention, and all of you look at me. Now I'm going to ask you to close your eyes. Now I'm going to ask you to say out loud the names of the people sitting in your row. Say it out loud. How'd you do? You do all right? All right. You're aware of what's going on next to you and who's next to you. I'm going to get a little tougher. Y'all have an order of service? Y'all have one? Turn it over. Put it upside down in your lap. Now you can show me with your hands. I know that no one knows verbatim what it says, but how many of you have a pretty good idea of what it says right here after Church of the Oaks? You get this every week. Week after week after week. Are you aware of what it might say? Let's read it together. Church of the Oaks, a community that is beautiful, peaceful, and safe, dedicated to the enrichment of life's experience. May all who come here, regardless of their spiritual philosophies, feel the presence, feel the harmony, feel the unseen. I wonder if we think a little bit about what the primary point of awareness might be for each of us. I think it's our awareness of our own self. When you get up in the morning and you walk into the bathroom and you look in the mirror, could this possibly be this incredible person that I hear about every Sunday? This person that possesses everything? You are. When you become aware of all that you are, all that you have ability to do, you are incredible. And you might question and say, well, what about all this anger and stuff that I've got? What about when I feel ashamed? What about when I feel like I'm not really up to it? Every single human being has those thoughts. They're part of what goes through our brains. But what the value of awareness is that you have the ability and the power and the knowledge and the wisdom and the compassion about you to realize the value that you truly are. I forget who said it once, but somebody said, when you look at yourself, you're just one small human being, probably very insignificant. But there's someone very close to you to whom you mean the whole world. Each one of us has value in this world. Our presence in other people's lives. And if we can take that awareness of just how important, just how valuable, just how much a part of this universe each one of us is. When you stop and think of all the trillions and gazillions of molecules in this world there are, there's only 7 billion people. And those 7 billion people have huge influence on what takes place on this planet. We have huge influence on our weather, on the purity of our water, on the comfort that we share with each other, the compassion that we share with each other. Awareness starts by being aware of ourselves. When we really take stock of that, we might just ask ourselves the question, how does this thing that I am, how does that fit into the we consciousness that most of us would like to have? How does this wrinkled old guy up here, how do I fit into the we of this community? What qualities do I possess? What talents do I have? What efforts can I share for the good of the whole? If we aren't aware, we just coast along. And all of a sudden, a beeping horn becomes the most important thing of our day. The most important thing in our day, I believe, is how we interact with each other and how each one of us values ourselves. And the truth is, if we do not value ourselves, what does that leave for everyone else? What is that? If you can't love yourself, how can you love someone else? That's what I'm trying to say very poorly. But that if the value that we feel about something, especially about ourselves, dictates and creates the effect that we have on our world with each other. That wonderful poem that Marjorie read this morning. Our young people standing up. I hope all of us can, in some way, participate on the 24th and support that. Support their courage. We all have possess the same kind of courage. We all do. Each one of us has effect on his world. In our thoughts, in our words, and our actions. Make each of us become a little more aware of that as often as we can. May each one of us find another little moment in our day. Just shut off the world and be aware of just how incredible we are. Each one of us, quite a piece of work. I can share it. I think, let's stand up now and sing Let There Be Peace on